So you were losing weight just fine, but it slowed down and now the scale won't budge. I've been there, and it's frustrating to feel like you're doing all the right things, but you're just not losing weight for some reason. In this video, I'm gonna cover the common reasons why you might have hit a weight loss plateau in the first place, how to break through those weight loss plateaus so you can get to the next level of leanness, and why you might need a break from dieting altogether. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Mateo. My tears taste like cotton candy. I've lost 50 pounds now twice in my life, and I help guys lose fat using a simplified approach to nutrition and training. If you've seen my videos before, welcome back. Let's start with the four most common reasons why your weight loss has slowed down. The first one is that you are experiencing some weight fluctuations, and you just need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. If, for example, you had a random weigh-in where you're up 5 or 7 pounds after a sushi dinner the night before, it's not like you're at a weight loss plateau. You're just experiencing a little weight bump on that day. You should be looking at the overall trend of your body weight week to week and how the averages are moving. And if you need a nice, tidy place to track your weight loss progress, grab my free weight loss calculator using the link in the description box below, and you'll be able to chart it all out in a nice, tidy spreadsheet. The second most common reason is that you're just not being consistent, and this can manifest itself in a number of ways. You could be inconsistently tracking your calories accurately, meaning some days you use the food scale, some days you kind of just eyeball things, or maybe you're just consistent on weekdays, but weekends are just an absolute gong show, and you're out there snorting pixie sticks or doing whatever people do these days. And the third one is body water issues, related to the first one, but just to give you an idea of some more things that could really affect your scale weight. If you have a carb-heavy meal, you're probably gonna see that on the scale the next day as a little pop up. If you have a very salty meal, you're probably gonna see that pop up. If you have a ton of fiber via fruit and vegetables, you're probably gonna see that pop up the next day on the scale. If you're very stressed out, or if you consume a ton of fluids, you're probably gonna see that on the scale the next day. So as a rule of thumb, with all these fluctuations in body water issues, and really all this weight loss stuff in general, when you are coaching yourself for weight loss, wait about 10 or 14 days before you make any snap decisions about, hey, I should reduce my calories or I should be working out more. Just wait a little bit, and normally these things will just kind of normalize. And the fourth one is activity levels. This could be due to you just having a busier period in your life and not having time to go to the gym or hit your daily step goal, or it could be more of a subconscious thing. That's why a step goal is so fantastic for weight loss, because as you start feeding your body less and less food, it just naturally wants to move less. You fidget less, you get up and do your laundry less, and you just move around less. So having a standardized goal of, hey, I need to hit my 7,500 steps a day or whatever, is a really great way to stay on top of that. And the fifth reason, and actually kind of the best reason, is you're just eating too much food now. Because when you started your diet, you were 250 pounds, and now you're 210 pounds. And after a number of weeks of dieting, your body has kind of down-regulated its metabolism and started to adapt a little bit to the calorie deficit that you're imposing. And you're just 40 pounds lighter, so you burn fewer calories every single day. You are truly at a weight loss plateau. At this point, it would make sense for you to make some adjustments. So if you're eating too much food, how should you adjust things? If you've gone through the checklist and you've decided that you're being consistent, it's not some body water issues or weird scale fluctuations, and your activity levels are the same, then you really do need to make a bit of a change here. And you, as your own coach, can make a decision at this point. Do you either want to move more or eat less? There's normally one decision at this point in the diet where one is a little bit easier than the other. If you're already dropping your calories down, let's say 1,700 calories or something like that, you're probably not gonna wanna drop that food any further, otherwise you're just gonna feel like you're starving. But if you're already eating 1,700 calories and you're only doing 5,000 steps a day, then it seems like an obvious choice to increase your steps instead. So pick which one you wanna do first, either increase your step goal or cardio, or decrease your food intake. When we're increasing the step goal, something like 1,000 or 2,000 steps per day as an increase is a good place to start, or you could add in 1 or 2 20 or 30-minute cardio sessions per week. And when we're talking about food reductions, something like a 10% reduction in calories is another really solid place to start. And then we're just gonna wait another 10 or 14 days, see how the body weight responds before we make any further changes. But keep in mind that as you reduce your food intake, increase your activity levels, or a combination of the two for an extended period of time, you're gonna accumulate diet fatigue, which is the sum of the negative side effects that come along with dieting for fat loss. Things like increased hunger, increased moodiness, lack of sleep, and lack of energy or brain fog. And you might find that after a number of plateaus and breaking through those plateaus, you've hit this kind of mega big mama plateau that you're not even sure you want to overcome, and you might just find yourself falling off the wagon here and there without even thinking about it. And this is when you might be better off just taking a break from weight loss entirely. I've personally had a ton of success with diet breaks to help me get leaner than I've ever been before. And if you're wondering what a diet break is, it's just a 1 to 6 week period where I bump my food levels back up to a maintenance level of eating so I'm no longer losing weight, and I allow myself to freshen up, not feel as hungry for a little while, improve my sleep and training quality, and then I can dive back into a fat loss diet once I'm ready for it. And it is an absolute godsend when you need it. So if I've been dieting for a while and I'm getting really hungry and my training and sleep quality is going out the window, and I'm just feeling burnt out on the whole dieting process, I can push that diet break button and bump my food back up to maintenance levels and allow myself to just rejuvenate and kind of recover and get fresh again. So when I'm ready to jump back into the diet process, I'm ready to actually attack it and be focused. Here are 3 signs that you're ready for a diet break. You've been dieting for more than 3 or 4 months flat out. You've lost more than 10% of your starting weight. You're physically or psychologically burnt out on the weight loss process. It's definitely not mandatory in those cases, but it could be just what the doctor ordered to help boost your motivation and be a much needed pit stop before pushing to your next level of leanness. To wrap this up nicely, once you've experienced a weight loss plateau, the first thing you want to do is understand why it happened. Is it just because of your own inconsistencies with your food and your activity levels? Or is it a random scale anomaly that you're looking at? Or do you really need to push harder on the food or activity levels in order to push to the next level? Step number 2 is to commit to whatever you decide to do next. Are you going to push harder on the food and the activity levels and do 4 more weeks of fat loss? Or are you going to pull back and do 4 weeks at maintenance before you jump into that next fat loss diet? Just stay focused and make it count. Make sure you're getting the most out of your fat loss diet efforts, or make sure you're recovering well when you're on your maintenance diet. It's when people waffle between the two that they just kind of get the worst of both worlds with none of the results to show for it. Check out the links to all my free and paid stuff in the description box below, including 4-Point Fat Loss, which is my brand new program launching June 29th that'll show you how to be your own coach for weight loss. So check that one out before the pre-sale price increases. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.